Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Okay, let's continue our January's well-wishing expressions. Today we talk about 花开富贵. So apparently we want 富贵. 富贵 is a Chinese expression to mark somebody's social status in two dimensions. 富 is about financial success. And then 贵 is your, I guess, political success. So people who are considered, rich, we all know, right? Measured by your net worth in today's lingo. And 贵 is measured by the power position you are in, either big companies CEO or big institutions head. So the social ladder marks the 贵. So I guess both of them are a kind of a classification of people. And here we just, in Chinese expressions, asking us to have in both dimensions. We want to be rich. We want it to be noble. I translate as noble, but it may not be the noble in the sense of moral noble, more in the sense of your social ladder climbers, noble, like higher perched position. Okay, so that's 贵. And flower. That's interesting, right? So when we wish somebody both rich and powerful, almost like cliche of today's success standard, Chinese use flower blooming to lead to this rich and powerful image. So that's something that's peculiar and wonderfully peculiar about Chinese culture, because Chinese do have a lot of symbols for longevity, for wealth. Like yesterday we talked about the gold and jade, that's two ancient wealth storage material, and that's understandable. But why flower? Why this organic plant that's related to your being, like, used as a symbol, lead to being rich and powerful? Why? Okay, the only explanation I have come up with so far is because flower, 开花开, Chinese use open to show, to say bloom. So English has a word bloom to mean the flower open. So Chinese didn't bother with creating another flower open instead of door open things. We just use open to mean, okay, it's a flower open, and English, that means bloom. Okay. So Chinese use flower as a symbol because flower is the moment you can visually see a plant is doing well. A plant can only do well. A plant can only flower, can only bloom when it's doing well. Like a plant is healthy and in a good supportive environment, that it made it into the blooming stage. And that's the precursor to the fruit bearing stage. And that, in Chinese eyes, that's critical life stage. That, for human, it's childbearing, right? So if you are blooming and you are going to have childbearing, and that symbolizes your well-to-do, that's an easy, I guess, teller sign to show that somebody is so well-to-do that it's like a flower blooming, and eventually it's going to lead to fruit bearing, reproductive. Then that's the kind of foundation or an easy way to tell, somebody is rich and powerful. But you may argue it's not true, because every one of us, at a certain time in our lifetime, we're going to bloom, we're going to bear child. Majority of us, okay? Nowadays it's diversified, like it's your personal choice. But that seems like a life's script for everybody. That's just our bio being. That's we're going to reproduce and pass it to the next generation. We're going to bloom of sorts, right? That's like a default. Everybody have that moment in life. But being rich and powerful, that's only a few percent, like small single-digit percentage of us made it there, right? So in that way, there is just a position of this bio part of us and social part of it. And Chinese is trying to use a bio blooming to describe social blooming. Okay, that's my best. Okay, Hua, we have plant symbol. So two trident looking thing paired together next to each other. That's a Chinese generic plant symbol. And then we have this icon, 2 layers, flowers, petals, simple as that. And then we have this thing, that is pollen pole. So petals, pollen pole, flower, flowering, essential part, what flower is about, right? You have the petals and the pollen pole. And pollen pole is critical. You have to have that to be able to do the fruit bearing next step. And then the bottom, 2 horizontal lines with this kind of curve leading up to it. That's Chinese expression to mean your breath coming from you, going out. And then you're going to break through the sound chamber, the mouth, lips, and teeth that serves as the blockage of your air channel, because otherwise we're just going to, we cannot make speech, right? For us to make speech, we have to keep constantly changing our mouth chamber to create different, alterations of our pronunciation of things to make sense. And so Chinese depict that air blockage. And eventually the second line means it goes out. And so this goes out, this passing of this vocalization of a message paired with flower, petals, and pole. I guess it's flowering is a cross-generational, if I may, passage or meaning, not meaning. So vocalization is we are externalizing our intention, right? And the flowering is a flower's externalization of its own generic, settings, try to reproduce, create another set of them. And that's also kind of externalization. It's not cutting itself in half. I mean, some bio beings do that, but flower does it kind of like similar to humans, right? We create next generation that's not us, but carry part of us. And that's our externalization of things. So I guess Chinese language creator use this vocalization process to mean the flowering, the reproduction process. And that's flower. Okay. Chinese use door opening. It's very visual. It's so visual. It's almost like a cartoon, a moment in a cartoon frame. 2-panel door. Okay, so this is 2-panel door. 2 hands, left and right hands. Okay, now the horizontal line is the ancient door lock. Chinese has an ancient way of door blocking or locking mechanism, which involves, very simple, some holders or like 2 holes connecting the 2-panel door, right? And then you're going to have a latch, I guess that's the latch. And then you're going to have a horizontal block thing that's not easily breakable. And then you stick it horizontally. And then with the holder holding it, some outsider cannot easily open the door. And when you open the door for a guest, right, visitor, you have to use both hands to kind of hold, to take out the horizontal bar so that the door is open. So that's visually depicting the moment when you're reaching out with 2 hands trying to unlatch the door. Okay, Fu, we have this big arch with a chimney on top. That's private property symbol. So it's a shelter, right, with a human chimney on it, and that means it's your personal sphere. And then inside, we have met this symbol last episode, a few episodes ago, 2 episodes ago, of so this one horizontal line is sky. Second oval shape is, you can regard it as mouse symbol, and the bottom bigger oval shape with a quarter cut in it means farmland. Farmland population under the sky, that means enough farmland for these population under the sky. That means a balance of production and consumption, balance of population and your food supply. So, for ancient times, solving starvation is the #1 problem. We have to have every mouse in this land fed. So that's the major concern back then. And if you have that, that means you're well-to-do enough. You can support your population. So same under the arch of the household. That means you have enough production material, farmland, to feed the population under your household. And that's what's defined as rich. It's different from today's rich concept. You can get rich all kinds of man-made ways. But back then, you have to produce through the land, and therefore this farmland represented in this rich concept. Okay, great. We have the seashell currency symbol. Okay, seashell, this shape with 2 horizontal lines. The horizontal line, you can regard it as seashell's pattern on the seashell, and the 2 legs looking thing are the soft body animals in the seashell. So that's Chinese way to abstract seashells, and seashells was used as currency back then. And whenever seashells shows, it's related to transaction, to money, right, to wealth. Okay, the 2 top, if you see this symbol, that's 2 3-finger hand symbol reaching from the bottom of the frame. So it's kind of point of view, like your personal view. You're going out, reaching to the door latch, right? Now, here, also 3-finger hand symbol, but Chinese visualize it like this. That means somebody else's hand. It's from the top of the frame. It's not a first-person point of view anymore. It's, I guess it's still first-person point of view, but the hand, both hands, left and right, are not reaching from your side, but from the opposite side. That means somebody else's hand. And then, I guess this is a human figure? That's questionable. So there is some mystery I haven't solved yet. I haven't figured out why the symbol eventually means noble. I understand the currency in there, right? It's something related to wealth as well. I guess to be noble, or to be on a certain social ladder, you have to have a net worth of so and so to quantify yourself, to, I guess, qualify yourself to be considered noble. But now this 2-finger hand symbol reaching up, down, that means somebody else's both hands reaching and open something over there. Even if it looks like a human figure, but I guess in this case, it cannot be like 2 hands opening another person, right? So it's something like opening. Somebody else is opening, and this money symbol is showing at the bottom. And together it forms, just now I used powerful, it means a social ladder. Somebody's up there. So I'm not sure if this is showing the moment in history when some higher level, most likely is the government officials, right, in the government, who has the power of you, who is kind of a representative of the ruling class, executing their orders, and have upper hand, I mean, visually upper hand over you, right? And then when it opens something, it shows money. I guess this kind of represent a visual representation of somebody who has money, who has power over you. Therefore, they are regarded as, you know, higher rank on the social ladder. Okay, I probably can come up with new ideas about how to explain this, but so far, this upper hand over and opening something with money showing, that's tied with concept of novel. Okay. In short, if we translate it into the whole thing in one English word, I would translate as thriving. So thriving as a flower blooming, and Chinese use that flower blooming to symbolize your socially blooming, well-to-do in both financial and, I guess, socially, higher status made it to a certain stratification of the social ladder, right? So that's Chinese 花开富贵, and here is just a Happy New Year message, and people, you can see visually, they do put 花开富贵together with the spring symbol. So because springtime is a flower blooming time, and oftentimes at new springtime well-wishing to your friends, you're going to say 花开富贵 to use the springtime blooming, you know, spring energy to transfer it to whoever the object of your well-wishing, to wish them to bloom this year, kind of getting more rich, more powerful. All right, cash into the currency, thinking about one word a day with Sophie.